Chilling here with Serious Moon and plenty of how did Pugot get here? I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing it like my dad. It's Pugo 3008. It's not Corvette. How did Pugot get here? Oh, they want people to take a loan to buy a car. A loan with no interest. There's no such thing. All puns intended. Now here's the thing about cars. They are liability. So unless they hold for a really long time and then they have historical value collection. How did people come to take loans to buy cars? I don't know. Moon hour. No, not yet moon hour. Yes, the moon is opposing Mars. And Mars hour. Ascendant 9 degrees Cancer. Midheaven 24 Pisces. Jupiter in the first house. And the moon with Sedna. Lots of energy readings arriving today. And this one is actually about Libra. And this is with Venus being 29 degrees Libra. 29 degrees of a sign is a very predictive degree. Is where one has to look back and assess. And with Libra, what I noticed is that it's going to bring into being what is most needed at the time. For example, even if I think about the fact that today I was going to buy coffee and then I bought a plant, because the plant was more needed. Then Libra, and in its indecisiveness, eventually there is a verdict, and in an almost mysterious way, that is tapping into what was actually the most needed. I remember when I was living in a project of volunteering for apartment, and I was sharing apartment with two roommates. And then there was a big mess, and then new lady came in, and she said to me, listen, I set up for you that you will not live in this apartment anymore, because you are already 30 back then, now I'm 41, you need apartment for your own. So you're going to move to that place. And it was a conclusion to something that was such a big trajectory. And on that place there would be, later I would find out that there would be trafficking in the building. And I would find it out quite late, because I was almost thinking to stay there after the volunteering time. And I just think about the decision of that lady, and she was a Libra sun. So I was trying to resolve the weird issues with the roommates, and she essentially said, no, I move you out because I want you to have your own apartment. You are 30 years old, not the time to live with young students and 25, 20 something. Israel, the students are older because of the army. It's army and traveling. And then they go to study. So she said, okay, with these children, let them baby each other. I move you out because you need better apartment. And now this will have a telos because in COVID there were quite some rituals, and eventually I would move out, that too, location, location, location. And let's just put it that way. Yes, it wasn't a completely renovated house, it was an old house, 40 years old in fact. Um, but the location, just let's just say I learned something about housing. And I was not asking for to be in that particular location, definitely not before 7th October. Um, but why am I saying this? Because with Libra there is a crisis of value, and the verdict is for the value that is right now needed. And it has a way of correcting injustice. It also has this effect in economy. Now here is the thing. Next to Neptune, there is also element of compassion. Once I was at hospital and I heard a man that says that he was cursing everybody when he was so sick. He was cursing not ritualistically with his mouth. He was cursing, 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 and then cursing even his father. And then he received teaching, spiritual teaching, that says that all of these curses that he cursed when he was in such pain, in the heavens, they turned to blessings. And of course, this came about when he judged himself harshly for cursing. Now, there is something to do with Saturn. And we are talking already on something that is intergenerational, because Saturn is next to Neptune, which is an outer planet. For example, my parent had a lot of problems when they closed their business. The underlying cause that they were not able to be successful with their business for a long time had to do with corruption. They were not in those secret societies, they were not trafficking children and so on. For me, I escaped so much as I escaped housing. And all of the documents of my business are there. So I am another chapter in tending to the corruption that caused my parent to close the business. And the bureaucratic mess was turned upon itself. Also, but they did not pay the mother. They funded the daughter for a degree. And for what the targeting that they did to the mother, basically they wanted to pressure her to try to traffic her as well. Because she, after divorce, stayed single. Then the daughter collapses the trafficking timeline on a global scale. In both nationalities. What my grandmother lost her feet for was the result of ritual abuse-based economy. Her daughter have particular type of disability that she can neither work for this economy nor for the trafficking that they money launder to fund the so-called businesses. Now, here is the thing with those things. Those that had been on the timelines of what the previous values, okay, that were subjugation and so on, the fall and the collapse of their timeline is going to be so unexpected, and is going to come from places so unexpected. By the way, also the benevolence is going to come from places so unexpected. Okay, it's because Uranus is involved. And I saw an old channeling of light regarding justice and something that had to do with people treating people as an option or something like that. And I remember when I was channeling from the human traffickers themselves, they said, we trade options. And they leverage a real estate deal, by trafficking people, trafficking tenants. And this was channeling that came from the traffickers themselves. This is the same type of people that would red pill people. So woman says no to man that is toxic, and then they try to treat her as if, okay, as if she was the one that treating herself as option, as if aspiring to marriage is the utmost thing, without considering whether the person is toxic as partner or not. Now here is the thing with Saturn and Scorpio. Saturn and Scorpio, there is a certain delay Saturn around Scorpio psychosexual things. And those that try to traffic people with Saturn Scorpio receive such karma that they need to address their psychosexual problems that cause them to try to traffic. Particularly what was underlying the belief that somebody owes them sex, whether in marriage or not, or that they can create a situation where somebody is indebted to them sexually. Now some of them may run into, even they think they go to sex worker or whatnot, and it's like, oh my god, I know a woman that survived sex trafficking, and one of her journeys was that she began to set very high price to her services. Now, people like me, I already went through this journey, not in trafficking, at work. So I need salary that actually is, that I can live from. And some of them, they may meet that, they would try even to go to sex worker, and sex worker says, this, and this I don't do. Or send me your picture, send me your this. Begin to protect yourself. Because this is exactly the thing. They have to force with the underlying cause of why they either saw this person as option, or why they thought somebody is indebted to sex to them, whether even if they went to like OnlyFans or I don't know what. Even Andrew Tate, when he trafficked women, he said, sex with women is gay, and everybody was laughing at him. He said, when a woman is abused, she becomes like a man. Good morning. So with Saturn Scorpio people, those to try to put campaigns on them or to traffic them, they will be forced to deal with the psychosexual problems as the trafficker. What do I mean forced? All of the secrets that they try to hide will be exposed. Because they are trafficking, because the essence is Saturn creates delay around psychosexual things for the purpose of resolving them. And those that think the traffic in timelines and trying to make people indebted is something that has a place in the world, will have to saturnally face the psychosexual problems that cause them to think that this is so. Now this topic comes a lot because Venus is in Libra and is squaring Pluto. So for some people, they're going to meet it as, people think that if somebody is not married, or if somebody, even people that were trafficked, that they can do anything to these people and so on. Well, they should be very cautious about what it is that they think to do to these people. I'm saying that because Scorpio is not... and for others, it will simply be being confronted with the fact that whether consciously or unconsciously they thought somebody owes them sex under any circumstances, then they're going to be met with certain trajectory that forces them to deal with the psychosexual problems and original traumas even that cause them to believe so. Those that made the act of love unloving get caught red-handed is inspired by something that one of my favorite musicians said about his father. And here's the thing. People have been trying to pull the thread of time backwards and to try to make it look like backwards is forwards, and to try to make it look like those that resist subjugation and slavery are resisting enlightenment or the future, which is of course bogus.